when I did the plane to Austin, just the amount of times the fucking lady told me to put the mask on, even though I had my mask on. She can't put it on. They had like a recording.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up and punch myself in the fucking face.
Right.
Never mind punch like the stewardess, or I didn't want to punch none of them in the face. I wanted to punch myself in the fucking face because it was so fucking annoying.
Yes.
Right now, people, for a long time, people didn't know where their money was coming from.
Yes.
We were talking about L.A. before. These people who were paying $2,000 a month rent. They didn't pay rent for a year and a half. You owe your landlord 40 fucking G's.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
40 fucking G's. You're never going to get out of that. Trust me, I was down 100 G's. That's 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
That's you're down 100 G's. That's fucking...
Forget it.
10 years with all your bullshit. Because you got to remember, you have rent. Did anybody see that thing Steve Harvey was paying the government $450,000 a month? Did you see that shit?
Wasn't it because his accountant stole $20 million from him?
His accountant stole
Said
money.
He was filing taxes and didn't file the taxes.
Oh my goodness!
And then he died, and then you owe us 20 years back taxes. Or no, not 20 years. I don't know how long.
It was a long fucking time. For you to owe $450,000 a month,
that's a lot of money.
And he goes, I paid that.
For how long? No wonder he has that judge show now.
No, that's what he said. He goes, I did everything. I didn't turn down anything. I was not in a position to turn down anything.
Wow.
He goes, I just worked, and he goes, I bumped into a contract that was big, and that paid a bulk of it off. But $450,000 a month, and still pay for your car payment because that shit don't stop.
Yeah, life doesn't stop.
Just groceries, light,
and they don't have a Toyota, which is still expensive.
No, they don't have a fucking.
They have we had someone come on the podcast once who was very nice, but not a known person, and they came in and they was talking about a $2,100 one bedroom with a $900 a month Mercedes lease. And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Doing?
And they were there for they were new to LA. A $900 a month car.
My buddy Wally was in LA for a month, and you meet idiots when you're first there, and on acting class, or whatever. The guy was living in a studio apartment, and he was driving a Ferrari. He was leasing a Ferrari and living in a studio apartment, parking it on the street.
Oh,
that's LA.
Gross.
Yeah,
it
living above their means.
People have no idea that. Anybody watching LA Lakers show on HBO Max? Pretty fucking good show. The Making of the Lakers. I'm gonna tell you something. I like Thomas C. Riley. Mm-hmm. That's his name. He was in Boogie Nights.
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley has always, to me, been a good actor.
Yeah, me too.
I met him once. I didn't really say anything to him. Hi, nice to meet you. But let me tell you something, bro. He's always been a mediocre actor in my world, even though people put him on a pedestal for years. Mm-hmm. When you see him playing Jerry Buss, Dr. Buss.
Is it great?
That show's great. Me and my wife watch it religiously at 9:01.
That's awesome.
But what was I going to get to? We were talking about something.
We were talking about L.A. We were talking about people's bills, all the sadness people are carrying with them. And just be nice. You were talking about the people approaching you.
Yeah, people,
bills and all the stress people are under. And I realize that now. Go out of your way just to be a little bit nicer to people. You know what I mean? Because people... I will say one thing I love about Jersey, Philly, this East Coast, when you're nice to people, they immediately give it back to you. They're so grateful. The guys in the pizza place, they were so we said please and excuse me. And the guy kept on checking in on us. How do you like it? He gave us the bigger size arancini balls than what we paid for.
Huge.
They take care of you. You know what I mean? You put good out there, you get good back.
But then at a certain point, I did a lot of podcasts for real estate agents in LA, in Beverly Hills. I did two of different ones. And I would go and record sometimes at these really beautiful houses. But the houses in Beverly Hills didn't really, I never felt comfortable in them.
They never feel like a home.
At all. And it was, the numbers would blow you away. They're a $2 million house for them was a starter house.
Yeah.
All houses were $10 million, $12 million. It's if I could live in a $600,000 house and not have to work versus have to do a show I might not want to do, but live in a $12 million house, it's maybe you should just live in a regular house and retire.
Yes.
Do whatever you want.
Less stress.
Why do you have this 12-bedroom estate?
I don't know.
I never liked, if you know anything about me, I love doing stand-up and I love working. doing movies. I never liked the attention people in that field get.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, fucking surgeons are saving lives.
Yes.
And nobody talks to them. Nobody wants to take a picture with them.
Yep.
Nobody wants to do nothing. Nobody has a picture of them, a
Teachers,
baseball card,
cops,
nothing.
yeah.
You know, and all that's great. I never liked that. If you know anything about me, I never liked the fucking somebody bringing me water. And
Right.
That just wasn't for me. So when I left L.A., it was an easy unwind for a guy like me.
Me too.
I wasn't tied up with a publicist. I wasn't going to premieres. I did not. And now I feel like you know, we were talking about the Comedy Store 50th anniversary, which is on April 7th. Comedy Store is a big part of my life. I wouldn't have a wife if it wasn't for the store, a kid, a career, nothing. I mean, and it's really painful for me to think about going there. Like, I'm like, do I want to? I'm not in that world anymore. That's not my world no more. You know,
You're so much happier. That was, I mean, because we've talked over the past year and a half, but like seeing you, like when you came up with Mercy and Terry last night, it's just like how happy. Like I told Steve today, I was like, I'm so happy that you're so happy.
Yeah.
Like it's just noticeable.
It was time to get out of there, guy. For me, it was. I like being a stand-up comic.
Me too.
I liked everything that came with it, but somewhere along the line, it went south for a guy like me. It just went south. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing anymore. I can't believe that I sacrificed this part of my life to be a stand-up, and all of a sudden I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
It was very hard for me to comprehend and process it, and I struggle a lot with it, but it's, you know, and I kept telling people last year, oh, by next July I'll be on stage, you know, by next April, whatever I'm going through. No, I pulled away from it even more. Like I pulled away from it even more. I'm enjoying watching movies again just for a movie.
Yeah.
Not to look at it to see who the actor is.
Right.
None
Who
of that
cast this?
shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
I always knew that when I did The Sopranos, I always had a funny feeling that was going to be my last movie. Like I always just had a funny feeling. Like I did We Crashed and whatever else. I did something for Greg Garcia and stuff, but I don't know. This was a perfect way to unwind for me. Like I needed this. You know, I'm happy that Lee's doing and looks like a fucking star.
Amazing.
Thank you, buddy.
I mean, when I pulled up at the Chinese restaurant and I could see him from behind, I was like, wow, look at fucking Lee. You know, for people who don't know, you know, we were talking about it before. I mean, there was a day I went looking for these two fucking humps.